regardless whether you have biomimicry integrated throughout your company or just in one part of your product. This is the kind of program that will have you come out the other end with biomimetics just oozing out of every aspect of it. I'm Ehab Sayed. I'm the founder and director of innovation at Biome. And I founded Biome in 2016 really to try and change perceptions within the built environment, to ask all the right questions about consumerism, about our habits, about our production processes, materials that we use, and the way that we build and perceive buildings. The Ray of Hope's really demonstrated that kind of really advanced and intelligent approach to sustainability with like the tools that were presented and all of the discussions. So yeah, I think that's more valuable than any amount of money for sure. Going through the process has been completely transformational. We're still using all the tools. We're still in discussions with a lot of the companies and speakers that have been part of it. So I think it's been absolutely incredible. That's the really beautiful thing about biomimicry is you're just absorbing a philosophy and then implementing it throughout all your operations. And I think that's something that's probably the most valuable and unique thing about the Ray of Hope Prize. It was a very special experience because the Ray of Hope Prize cohort and the group organizing the program as well, it seemed like there was an overarching understanding across the entire group of people that are all on this one Zoom call, that nature is leading the way and nature is the way in biomimicry. And I think being able to sit with a group of people and not have to go through the kind of pitch around biomimicry, and we've done that now. We can actually go and talk into the deeper level of discussions, and I think that was really special on the program because the people that were all in the same place were all very aligned in that way, but we're all looking at very different things and working on very different things. Hope, it was a really big thing that I took away from it, because a lot of the discussions we have as a team, any team I think working within biomimicry or looking at earth science systems and natural systems, there's a plethora of applications and solutions and products that you can think of and come up with, and because you're thinking very systemically, you're always thinking of the next part that will make things better and improve the process. And I think because of that, we go through a lot of ideas and concepts and things that we talk a lot about, but don't get to actually see through or maybe follow in more detail. And seeing some of the work that the companies were doing gave us so much hope that it's okay, these other things are covered by others in a very commercially viable way and a very kind of credible way that has a great success trajectory. So much confirmation throughout the whole program that we're on the right track and we're doing the right thing. And I think the improvement and the formalization of our internal processes has been a huge benefit that was triggered by the program. And I think it resulted in us working so much more effectively and in a more productive way as a team. And it also just meant that we're much more targeted in our approach. And because we're not from a commercial background as a team, and when you look at the majority, that's kind of an area that was missing, that even though Ray of Hope is biomimicry focused, triggered a kind of commercial function within our work. And I think it's also because you get that balance of confirmation of the militant approach that you need to take at the time of climate crisis, combined with the industry guests and the kind of industry awareness that the entire team at the Biomimicry Institute team tend to demonstrate. And I think that has really kind of demonstrated the real part that most startups doing great things struggle with, because you have such amazing ideas that don't go as far as they should or as far as they could, because the commercial aspect was missing. And I think all of us go through that at the start of our journey, and it's a very steep learning curve. But having it be an essential part of a program that's very much about biomimicry demonstrates that biomimetics can also be applied to business as much as it can to products and engineering. And I think that's really what's going to be unlocking a lot of this, is those large organizations having conversations with companies like us, realizing that this is a way to not compromise necessarily on some of the profit and economic goals that those companies have, but at the same time meet all of the other sustainable development goals and needs and targets that they need to hit. So I think that's a really key part of this transition, is having us come face to face with the large corporations who own a huge part of the market, to make the transition a bit more smooth and for all of us.